I own a 2015 Volkswagen Passat that I refuse to pay off. Now, is that just because I'm bad with money and I like paying money in interest? Or is it actually the opposite? See, I only owe $3,100 left on my car, and I could pay it off tomorrow if I really wanted to. But here's the thing. It's not worth it for me to actually pay off that car. Let me explain. Here's my loan statement for the month of June. As you can see, I have an awful interest rate of 11.74%. This is because I messed up my credit score when I was younger, but that's a story for another time. So far in 2020, the first half of this year, as you can see, I spent just over $162 in interest on this car. Which, by the way, you should definitely drop a like for the fact that I'm showing my real life finances live on the internet for the world to see. But you're probably wondering, if I've paid over $160 in interest, why is it worth it for me to hold this debt? Why do I keep this debt and why do I keep paying the interest on it? And the answer to that is opportunity cost. See, while I have the $3,100 available to pay off my car tomorrow if I really want to, that money isn't just laying around. And that's because I have all of it invested in Dogecoin. And that's because I think Doge is gonna go to the moon from where it is right now to $50 a coin. And that's the same reason that I maxed out all of my credit cards for their entire balances to put it in Dogecoin. It's because I really see this thing going up at least to 50x. I'm completely kidding, guys. I don't have any money in Dogecoin. Instead, where I actually put that $3,100 is in the stock market and some fairly safe investments. So as you can see here from my E-Trade portfolio, over the first 6 months of this year, the same as my loan that we looked at, I've managed to get a 15% return on my investments so far. And that's after a huge correction that actually dropped my entire portfolio about 5% last week. So if we take this 15% return that I've managed to get so far, and we multiply that by the $3,100 that I put in the stock market instead of into paying off my car, what we actually get is $465 in returns. That's $465 that I got from having my money in the stock market and not immediately paying off my car. But all of that money isn't profit though. We have to remember that I paid over $162 in interest so far this year. So when you take that $465 and subtract it by the $162 that I paid in interest, you get about $303. That's pure profit. That's over $300 in profit that I got just by holding a little bit of debt and putting my money in the stock market. And if it continues on the same trajectory throughout the rest of the year, that's gonna be over $600 I got just this year by holding a little bit of debt and not paying off my car immediately. Now I wanna clarify something because I just said something that could be misconstrued and probably done dangerously. Not all debt is good debt to hold. For instance, on my credit cards, I never hold a balance because the interest rate is over 25%. It's not worth it for me to hold that. And I'm willing to bet at this point in the video, there's a lot of people trying to make their way to the comments saying, look man, the average person doesn't know how to invest. Just because you were able to get 15% return the first 6 months of this year doesn't mean that everybody else is gonna be able to do that. And you're right, but here's what I have to show you. This model is still pretty profitable for the average person that doesn't know a whole lot about investing. Let's say you're a fairly average person with decent credit looking to buy a $35,000 car. Now, you're pretty responsible, so you put $5,000 down on that car and finance the remaining $30,000. Now, since your credit is pretty good, you're gonna get a 6% interest rate on a standard 5-year loan. Now, if we do the math on that, over those 5 years, if you just make minimum payments on the loan, what you're really gonna be paying for that $30,000 is $34,799. And that's because about $4,800 is gonna come from that interest that we talked about. Now let's say in the same hypothetical that you have the $30,000 to pay off your car overnight if you really want to, but you choose not to. Instead, you decide to invest that money in the stock market. But like we said, you're a pretty average person, so you don't know where to put the money. So what do? You throw all $30,000 into the S&P 500, which is probably the most broad index fund that you could put your money in. Now, normally the S&P 500 averages 10% year over year. But in this example, suck my d, you get 8%. So now we'll run this hypothetical simulation out 5 years and see where you're at.
A lot of boring math later.
That $30,000 invested in the stock market was able to get the 8% return for 5 years. So because of that investing, now you have $44,079.84. Now you've got to remember that $44,000 isn't all profit. You've got to subtract the $30,000, which was the car loan, and then you've got to subtract the other $4,799, which is the interest you paid for having that debt. After we subtract all of that though, you're left with $9,280.84. That's almost $9,300 in profit that you got just for holding a little bit of debt and investing wisely. Now, I'm no rocket scientist, but I'm willing to bet that the average person listening right now would love to have an extra 9K just by moving their money differently. But then again, I'm no financial advisor or financial planner. I'm just a cute little on camera trying to entertain you. To reiterate that, don't sue me. These are only my thoughts and opinions. This is not financial advice. But with that said, let me know what you think down below in the comments. Is this something that maybe you would want to do in your life? Or am I missing something? Is there something that I'm not seeing here? Am I making a stupid decision by holding a little bit of debt and deciding to make money off stocks instead? Either way, let me know below. My name is Mitchell, and it's been a pleasure talking to you guys. God bless and have a good one, man.
Yeah, fuck these niggas cause they always been extra. All these diamonds on me, I don't feel no pressure. Money coming in like I am an investor.